or he can eat because he's doing for strength, balam. So meat eating is Rajasic, it will come now. So you have to see what is a dharma. If you are a person who is sedentary life and you are doing only for chanting like a Brahmin and a teacher also or a doctor also, then you do not eat things which is not conducive for spirituality. Kshatriyas definitely, Vaishyas also, and Shudras, so they can do anything. So that's how the Varnashrama is.
Mental Kshatriyas,
yes.
mental.
Yes.
They have a lot of physical
routine in leading to their body.
So it is given in Shastra like that, but who follows Shastra now?
Actually, when we went to Bali, sir, even the priest eats meat.
Yes.
And actually, when I read an article in which it was said Hindus, even priests, even Brahmins were eating meat. Only after Ashoka came to India, they thought being vegetarian. Yeah, when Buddhism came and when it was like, why do you want to torture or kill an animal? Brahmins quit eating.
Yeah. So it is basically what you want to do in life. It is up to you. So if you feel like eating meat is good for my health, but the whole Shastra says you have to be more of a contributor than consumer. Isn't it? So when you want to be more of a contributor and not to harm others is the first thing, then you can think about not to eat meat.
Once one of Swamiji who told me, we were just talking, so accidentally, so I just asked him, he was telling, you eat how many chicken you ate, those many generations will be born as a chicken, will be killed again, then only.
So that was not true, because the whole idea about understanding this is, when you understand this, like Shiva, he's having ganas, he's having devatas, he's having demons, all are within. Only Shiva, because he is beyond everything. He cannot be made into a form or a territory. So Shiva, that's why he's blessed like that. He is in everything. He eats himself also. Kandala's root. But are you Shiva? People always do this example of Shiva taking alcohol and smoking ganja. But these people, can they become like Shiva? They can't. Can they drink, same way he drinks alcohol, can they drink halal wish? So they will always give this reasoning. For them, we can't answer. But those who are in the path of spirituality, if you understand the spirituality, it is for your freedom. And once you want to make you liberated, free, then the contributory part should be more, consumable part should be less, in all aspects, not only eating, in everything. And eating is only one part. We will come to that. Ahara is not just food. If mentally you are eating non-veg, speaking non-veg, then eating is doesn't matter. It escalates by 1,000 times mentally.
But in West Bengal, the Brahmins eat.
Sir, even now, Uttarakhand, the Brahmins eat.
The Dalai Lama eats beef.
Vivekananda told.
Who is that? Okay, Kirtika. No? Hello, Kirtika, can you hear us? Hello? Kritika.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome to the class.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, whenever you have any question, please raise the hand and we can unmute yourself and ask.
Oh, definitely, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Can we mute?
You can keep yourself muted. Only when you want to ask questions, you can unmute yourself. Okay. And we have question answers time in the end. So, okay, we'll start the class. Welcome all of you. We'll start with Guru Vandana. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu.
Madam asked, that's why everybody.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
She came from Bangalore.
She come from Bangalore.
Sir, I agree.
Only.
Okay.
Okay. So directly to Atma.
Yeah, because after your slide,
Oh, okay.
So I thought
Sure. Good.
Consciousness is not a part, product, or property of the body. Consciousness is an independent entity which pervades and enlivens the body. This consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body and is thus formless. This consciousness continues even after the body is destroyed, is eternal. This surviving consciousness cannot interact with the world due to the lack of a reflecting medium.
Is it getting more clearer by every class, or it is just same clouded consciousness?
No, sir.
Actually, it is reinforcing also, and every time like we imagine something new.
Because
I mean, at least for
I
my
feel now
Yes.
we have done it 9 months.
Yes, sir.
So I think it should be every time clear. Oh, please come, please. You have the chair? Okay. One more is I think required.
மெய்யுணர்வு என்பது
So, okay, who is reading this?
myself, sir. மெய்யுணர்வு என்பது உடலின் பாகமோ பொருளோ சொத்தோ அல்ல. மெய்யுணர்வு சுதந்திரமானது. உடல் அழிந்த பின்பும் நிலைத்திருக்கும். உருவமற்ற மெய்யுணர்வு உடலுக்கு அப்பாற்பட்டது. உடல் மறைந்த பின்பும் மெய்யுணர்வு நித்தியமானது. இந்த எஞ்சியிருக்கும் மெய்யுணர்வு ஊடகம் இல்லாததால் உலகத்துடன் தொடர்பு கொள்ள முடியாது.
Now this week, understanding the Tattva Bodha, we'll talk about Karna Sharira. That is causal body, not casual body. Causal body. Causal body means Tamil என்ன சொல்லணும்னா காரணம். அதாவது நம்ம இந்த பூமிக்கு ஆமா பிறக்கிறதுக்காக ஒரு காரணமாக விளங்குற ஒரு சரீரம் தான் காரண சரீரம்.
English, if you want to literally translate potential. Like potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential.
So we have four natures. The first, the material it is made up of. That is causal matter, the subtlest form of matter called avidya. Sometimes they use prakriti or maya. This avidya means ignorance. Ignorance, but inga vandu nama literally the ignorance nu eduthuka koodadhu. This ignorance is for us only. Because namakku karana sharira vandu ennu puriyala. So that ignorance is for us. But it's actually neriya per idu avidya nu solrangadi Swamiji vandu ignorance nu edukadinga. But let's name it as avidya and we proceed further. Further போகும்போது you will actually understand. Sila vandu they call it prakriti, that is nature, maya illusion. So they all have different Swamiji's different names they've given it to Karna Sharira. So let's talk about avidya, that is the ignorance in நம்ம இப்போதைக்கு. Next, the components of Karna Sharira. Stula Sukshma Sariram in their subtle potential form before they were created. Stula Sukshma in seed form before they created. இதெல்லாம் என்னன்னா the potential form of two bodies is called Karna Sharira. அதாவது ஸ்தூல சரீரமும் சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரமும் உருவாகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு ஃபார்ம்ல இருக்கு. அதுதான் வந்து காரண சரீரம். எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஒரு மரம் வந்து மரமா நம்ம நடுறது இல்லை, ஒரு சீடா தான் நடுறோம். அது தண்ணி ஊற்றி வளர்ந்துதான் மரம் ஆகுது. சோ அந்த மாதிரி அந்த காரண சரீரம்ங்கிறது ஒரு சீட், ஒரு விதையா நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கணும். இது வந்து ஒரு இப்ப எல்லாத்துக்கும் புரிஞ்சுது. Okay. Then the next is இதுக்காக நம்ம போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி மேட்டர் பத்தியும் எனர்ஜி பத்தியும் கொஞ்சம் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். மேட்டர் வந்து கேன் நெவர் பி ப்ரொடியூஸ்ட் நாட் டெஸ்ட்ராய்ட். மேட்டர் ஆல்வேஸ் எக்ஸிஸ்ட். அதே மாதிரி எனர்ஜி கேன் நெய்தர் பி கிரியேட்டட் நாட் டெஸ்ட்ராய்ட் அண்ட் எனர்ஜி டேக்ஸ் ஃபார்ம். இது வந்து லா ஆஃப் கன்சர்வேஷன். இட் இஸ் அ ஜெனரல் இது நம்ம பிசிக்ஸ்ல படிச்சது. அண்ட் ஆல்வேஸ் மேட்டர் அண்ட் எனர்ஜி ஆர் ஈக்குவல் தான் நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம். So this is how it applies in the next slide. The potential form of two bodies is called Karna Sharira. Sir சொன்ன மாதிரி the potential, அதாவது உருவாகிறதுக்கு ஒரு பொட்டன்ஷியலா இருக்கிறது தான் காரண சரீரம். நெக்ஸ்ட், functions of Karna Sharira. அதாவது காரண சரீரம் serves as a receptacle or ground or source from which two bodies evolve and resolve. அப்படின்னா என்ன? அதாவது ரிசெப்டக்கிள்னா ஒரு ஹாலோ பாத்திரம்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், ஹாலோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட். சோ அந்த ஹாலோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட் குள்ள காரண சரீரமும் ஸ்தூல சரீரமும் இருக்கு. அதாவது அந்த பாடி ஹாலோ ஆப்ஜெக்ட் குள்ள எப்ப வெளியில வருமோ அப்ப வெளியில வரும். அது நம்ம இறந்த பிறகு திருப்பியும் உள்ள போயிடும். அதாவது காரண சரீரம் இரு உடல்கள் உருவாகவோ அல்லது உள்வாங்கிக் கொள்ளும் ஒரு வேற்று பாத்திரமாகவோ, தட் இஸ் காலி பாத்திரம் ஆர் கருவியாகவோ, சம் டிவைஸ் ஆர் அல்லது தளமாகவோ அமைகிறது. கிரவுண்ட் யூ கேன் டேக் இட் எப்படி வேணாலும் எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஒரு கிரவுண்டா எடுத்துக்கலாம், இல்ல ஒரு பாத்திரமா எடுத்துக்கலாம். நம்மளுக்கு புரியறதுக்கு ஒரு பாத்திரமா எடுத்தோம்னா ஒரு காலி பாத்திரத்துக்குள்ள அது எவால்வ் ஆகுறது, அதாவது அது வெளியில வர்றதுக்கு ஒரு காலி பாத்திரமா காலி பாத்திரத்துக்குள்ள அது வெளியில வருது, திருப்பியும் அந்த பாத்திரத்துக்குள்ளேயே அது போயிடுது. ஓகேவா? அடுத்தது things come to manifestation from unmanifest condition. அதாவது இங்க நம்ம மேட்டர் வந்து நம்ம உடல்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஜெனரலி மேட்டர்ல லிட்டரலி நம்ம தமிழ் டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணோம்னா பொருள்னு அர்த்தம் வரும். பட் இங்க வந்து மேட்டருங்கிறது நம்மளுடைய உடலை தான் சொல்றாங்க. அதனால நம்ம இதை உடல்னு எடுத்துட்டு உடல் வெளிப்படாத நிலையில் இருந்து வெளிப்படும். அதாவது அன்மேனிஃபெஸ்ட்ங்கிறது உள்ள இருக்கு. இப்ப மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் ஆகணும் போது உடல் அது வெளிப்படுது. நாம வந்து ஸ்தூல சரீரம், சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரமா நம்ம அதுல இருந்து வெளியில வரும். The manifest, when they are destroyed, they will not disappear because matter cannot be destroyed. அதாவது வெளியில வந்த உடல் வந்து அழியும் பொழுது அது அழியாது. கிராஸ் பாடி தான் டிகே ஆகும். பட் மேட்டர் வந்து என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? We cannot destroy the matter. So அப்ப மேட்டர் என்னவா மாறும்? எனர்ஜியா மாறும்.
So classical example of this in Swamiji quotes is every milk, every ghee is present in it. First it goes into milk, into curd, then curd is churned into butter, and then ghee. So ghee was always there. The potential energy is always there. What you see on top is kinetic energy. So you have to go through this Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, to the Karna Sharira, which is constant. There are many branches, leaves, fruits, but roots is one, which is not seen. Generally to the eyes, which only sees the outer world, which is not seen.
Okay. So you all understood this? Now, matter destroyed becomes energy. What is energy? That is unmanifest matter. Energy again condenses into matter. என்ன ஆகுது? உடல் அழிந்த பின்பு ஆற்றலாக மாறுகிறது. That is, it changes into energy. What is energy here? That is, உடல் அல்லது உடல் உருவாக காத்திருக்கும் உடல். நீங்க தமிழ்ல டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணணும்.
வெளிப்படுத்தப்படாத உடல்,
வெளிப்படுத்தப்படாத உடல் அல்லது உருவாக காத்திருக்கும் உடல். That is, the body is still not come out or the body is waiting for its manifestation. அதாவது உருவாகிறதுக்கு காத்துட்டு இருக்கு. Potential to become. So energy again condenses into matter. So what happens? Energy takes a form and becomes a matter. இதுக்கு best example வந்து stars. குருஜி என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, stars வந்து explode ஆகும்போது skyல it forms as energy. Then again that energy condenses and new star is born.
Yes.
ஸ்டார் வந்து வெடிக்கும் போது வந்து எனர்ஜியா மாறிடுது. திருப்பி அந்த எனர்ஜி தான் கண்டென்ஸ் ஆகுது, ஸ்டாரா மாறுது. அந்த மாதிரி
ஒரு ஸ்டார் செத்தாதான் இன்னொரு ஸ்டார் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். அந்த மாதிரி
அப்படியும் எடுத்துக்கலாம். அண்ட் அதாவது எதுவா இருந்தாலும் நாம வந்து காரண சரீரம்ங்கிற ஒரு சீடுக்குள்ள நாம இருப்போம். நம்மளோட கர்மா, நம்மளோட இதெல்லாம் பொறுத்து நம்ம எடுக்கிற அந்த ஸ்தூல சரீரம், பாடி என்ன நேச்சர்ங்கிறதோ அதுக்கு பின்னாடி இருக்கிற ஃபங்க்ஷனும் வரும். ஸோ காரண சரீரம் has all of பூர்வ ஜென்மா, நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், ஏது பண்றோங்க, everything will be stored in காரண சரீரம். Everybody is clear? Yes. இதுக்கு வந்து சிருஷ்டி, that is when the world is created, what happens? சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரம், ஸ்தூல சரீரம் will come out. எதுல இருந்து? காரண சரீரம்ல இருந்து. So பிரளயம், இந்த வேர்ல்ட் வந்து நம்ம பிரளயம், இந்த எண்ட் ஆஃப் த வேர்ல்ட் இருக்கும்போது ஸ்தூல சரீரம் and சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரம் will go back to காரண சரீரம். இதுக்கு பெஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்னன்னா, நம்ம கிராஸ் கண்ட்ரோல்ல பார்த்தா ஒரு ஒயிட் கலர் துண்டு விரிச்சு ஒருத்தன் பேக்லயோ சூட்கேஸ்லயோ கொண்டு வந்து he display all the handkerchiefs, handbags, coolers and everything. So அந்த டேயோட டிரான்சாக்ஷன் முடியும் போது அகைன் மிச்ச ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் உள்ள போயிடும். So like that, Nama Stula Shariram and Sushma Shariram comes out. When the transaction of the karma is done, it goes back into Karma Shariram. Now, the last thing, the nature of Karma Shariram. Karma Shariram has the longest life. That's Stula Shariram and Sushma Shariram. Stula Shariram and Sushma Shariram life Pralayam and Sushma Shariram goes into Karma Shariram. So only one thing that exists is Karma Shariram. Then Karma Shariram will not be destroyed even during Pralaya. So even the universe it is energy. Energy can neither be destroyed nor created. It only takes form. So actually Karma Shariram will exist even during Pralaya. It will be dismantled only during Videha Mukti. That is Karma Shariram எப்ப dismantle ஆகும் எப்ப நம்மளுக்கு அந்த cycle போகும்னா நம்ம மோக்ஷாங்கிற ஒண்ணு அடையும் போது that is Videha Mukti. அது வரும்போதுதான் வந்து all three will combine together and it will be dismantled. So Karma Shariram is not evident to me another, whereas Stula Shariram is evident to each one of us who's looking at us or us looking at others. Stula Shariram is known to us. நம்மளுக்கு மட்டும் தெரியும். This Karma Shariram நம்மளுக்கும் தெரியாது. Since it is inevident, it is called as Nirvikalpa Swarupam. இதுக்கு பேர் வந்து நிர்விகல்ப ஸ்வரூபம். ஏன்னா அது வந்து யார் நம்ம கண்ணுக்கே அது தெரியாதங்காட்டி அதுக்கு அந்த பேர் இன்னொரு பேர் உண்டு.
Nice. So much effort. Very nice.
Any doubts I can explain it again because it's very difficult to understand. Any doubts?
So we're coming back to our 17th chapter, which is in the third Shatakam. That is all talks about Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam or Asi. We are one, none other than the consciousness. But we have to have values, and this 16th and 17th chapters specifically talks about human values. Like the 10 commandments we all know from our childhood, the good and bad habits. So all of this 16th and 17th chapter will be speaking. 16th we have finished. 17th we have done only the first verse. Generally divides into ahara, food, yajna, tapas, and dana. So austerity, tapa is austerity, yajna is worship, and dana is charity. So these four things are very common to us. We do it in somehow we will do this four things. One thing ahara is every day, 3 times a day or only 4 times a day. Other things we will know what is the real way of doing it. And all are divided into same 3 parts: Satvik, Rajasic, Tamas. And we know what is Satvik, Rajasic, Tamas for 16th chapter. So we have done the 17.8 verse, which talked about Satvik Ahara. Now I just go through a little bit about Satvik Ahara. So it is next slide. Satvik Ahara is divided into what is the source of food. Next. So source is very important. If your mother or if you are some person who loves your cooking, there will definitely the secret ingredient is love. That they say the food becomes tasty or nutritious not because of the material what is cooked, but the person who is cooking it. So source, and also Satvik Ahara means source means fresh. So you just remember fresh. Whatever the food is fresh, not too much handled, like it is stored somewhere or canned it. That is not Satvik. And it should definitely not be cooked by someone. Just show the next slide. This is a big no. These slides are made for children, and I think it is as equally good for us also. Never go back. This is what should not be there because he is cooking for money. The whole time he will be thinking how much money today I am going to make. The ingredients will be put according to the lesser quality. We don't have to explain this, but this should not be the source. So the source should be contaminated. It should not come with the mind full of business. Then you also think the same way. Next. And as I said, it should not be canned, not preserved. We all know today the most commonest reason which people don't find why people are getting disease, especially kidney failure or cancer, is because of so many ingredients are preservatives. which are written in very small letters, and we don't even know what we are consuming. And especially the colors, the brighter the color, it will come in ninth and 10th verse, why it should not be taken. We all know fresh vegetables not having preservatives, but very hard to get. Swamiji says if you have to eat like that, then you have to you should be your own farmer and you sell your own thing to yourself. It is not possible. But whatever we do, at least consciously, we try not to eat preservative foods. Next. Now, most important, quantity of food, which I think Nagarajan explained very well. Quantity should not be so much that you feel completely it comes up to the neck, or it should not be so less that you feel hungry. So how you divide it? Divide the stomach into two halves. One half for solid, then next half again divided into two. So it will be for liquid, and the 1/4, which is remaining, should be empty. So this is how the quantity of food be taken. And in simple way, you should eat when little hunger is still. You should stop there. You should not eat so much that, oh, I'm full. You should keep that little hunger, which is that half empty stomach. If you follow this, everything will be digested. No burping, no indigestion, no sleepless nights, no confusion between pain in the chest and heart attack. This is the commonest thing which every one of us has. So that if you quantity of food should be managed. Obviously, timings also, when to eat. You are hungry, you eat. And timing means do not eat before sunrise and do not eat after sunset. Do not eat before sunrise and do not eat after sunset. Very difficult to follow. Before sunrise, after sunset. In between you eat.
Only when sun is there, we should eat.
Yeah, sun.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you can eat with sun also. So that is the timings, and there should be some gap between two feeds. Especially a healthy person will eat 3 times a day. Morning meal, they say it should be like king. Afternoon meal should be like a what you say, lesser than a king. So mantri, minister, and night dinner should be like a pauper. Very much, not less. But exactly opposite what I have seen in my family also, they do opposite. So because family will meet in the night, they will eat so much, everything goes into the arteries of the heart, lungs, liver, everywhere. Good for doctors. Next. The way we eat, very important. We think eating is just one, like many, I also do it. Sometimes when you hurry, just eat. And nowadays, this is the most biggest culprit. I go on scrolling. I am telling myself, I'm trying to reduce it. The more you eat with something else in mind, the less the food will become a medicine for you. They say if you eat your food as medicine, then you don't have to take medicine as food. I have seen many in this place only, they carry one box of medicines. So it's so bad to see that you carry a box of medicine being a doctor. So because you have not eaten food as medicine. And this is a term we can go and search. Everyone in the Ayurveda says, eat your food as medicine. I would go and say, eat your food as your building blocks. Because you tell the food. That's why the prayers are there. I'll come to the 2 prayers. When you eat food, first of all, it should be at a high respected place. Don't eat walking, running. I've seen children being fed somewhere on the balcony or in the terrace or in the lift or in the beside the bathroom. That should not be the respect. There's no respect for the food. It should be they should learn in the younger age. Because you know how difficult for us to learn now, unlearn things. So better teach the children in younger age. So this is how it should be eaten, but very difficult. Only in some puja or function we eat like that. But respect is given. Every food, morsel of food, we should stay in mind that let this be my building block. Let it be so nutritious. I get complete annam becomes my manam. They say when you eat food in that way, the food becomes the good food will become a good mind, and that will create good thoughts. So that thoughts will become your action. So if you can teach this to children by doing itself, it will be the best. Very difficult, I'm telling you. Because all of us, when we go, the only time we have relaxation is while having food, we watch TV. And it's difficult nowadays, but still you try at least not 3 times a meal, 1 meal. when you are eating, you should chew at least 20 times. But you see, we are a rice eater, it just gulps down. I know. So you will try to chew at least 5 times. So that will create a lot of digestion starts from the saliva. We all know. I'm repeating for someone. And then only it goes down. Then the remaining digestion starts in the stomach of protein, and then down it is the fat. But this is so fast nowadays. So we are having other problems. Like even if you eat less, we are obese, or we have other problems. So never eat without respect. And there are prayers, 2 prayers. First prayer is 4.24 words, if I'm not wrong. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havi, Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam, Brahmeva Tena Gantapyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Means you can see that Brahma is not the Brahmaji, it's Brahman. Means the, what you say, the consciousness. Everything which is been prepared, like the ladle, the vessel, the ingredients, the person who's preparing the fire, Brahma Havi, Tena Gantavyam. All this is nothing other Brahma, Brahma consciousness itself. So all this is finally going into me. That is, it is like the rivers meeting the ocean. So we are just the medium, but finally the space outside meets the space within. Consciousness is outside, the consciousness within. This is just the medium. So this prayer will always connect. This is like a Mahavakya. We say it's a Mahavakya when Jiva and Paramatma Aikyam happens. So through this verse, whatever you're eating is Brahman itself. Who is eating is Brahman. Who made it is Brahman. And who will eat, who will digest it is Brahman. And the next verse is from 15.14 verse. 15.14 verse. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. So what it is trying to say, I am that Vaishvanaro Bhutva. In all the beings, Bhutva, I am that Vaishvanaraha, the highest of any beings. Praninam Deha Mishra. I am in that beings, Deha Mishratam, in that Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic person, all of them, I am sitting. Prana, Pana, Samayuktaha. In all that anatomy, physiology, I am there. Pachamyanam, the annam, which I am digesting, is through me. Chatur Vidam. There are 4 types of annam. Means when you eat by cutting, when you eat by licking, when you just swallow. So there are 4 general type of annam. So any of this, I am digesting. I am the digestive fire. That's what he is saying. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva. So this is also, if you chant one of these words, even the food who's cooked by someone else, or it is not fresh, it is Rajasic, we can make it Sattvic. That's why I have kept these 2 words. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Let's start.
This English is there.
Tam lalavana Krishna
Katvam Krishna
Tikshna Ruksha Vidahinaha Ahara Rajasasheshta Uttasokamayaprata.
Very good.
The literal translation is food, what we eat is what is our guna. So I think sir has already addressed half of it. Those foods which are very bitter, sour, or very saltish, hot meaning not soda but chili hot, spicy hot, pungent, another dry burning, which causes pain, sorrow, and disease, are liked by Rajasic people. So tamas, Gucci says that only tamasic, sattvic food is sweet. Sweet is supposed to, increase the sattvic nature of us. All the other, that is extremely bitter, ati katu, ati
Katu.
katu, Ati Amla, which is very sour, Ati Lavana, too much salt, Ati Ushna, very hot, Ati Tikshna, that is which is spicy hot,
Spicy, very spicy.
very spicy, Ati Rukshna, very, very dry. All these are supposed to, not be good for us also, and it also, creates a Rajasic mood for us.
Hmm.
It's like, so all these maybe, like, for example, we were talking in the starting of the class, I was saying that ganja is used by all the sattvic people and people are arguing. Maybe it was initially invented or it was taken for the purpose of concentration, like how we say caffeine. Caffeine we take because we need to be more focused. But all, but how
It's for common.
which
What do you
one?
say about that, Kanja?
That's all the Shiva Bhaktas have no, sir. Like,
They are doing it, but how can we be a disciplined one?
no, I'm saying maybe, that's what I said. Maybe it was started with need for more focus because they need to be more focused on what on their purpose. So maybe it was started for that purpose and we are not able to understand. How they can always question normal people. We cannot function without caffeine. Like a lot of people, they say morning without a cup of coffee, they
Actually,
do not
just
talk to
giving an
me.
example, but as literally if you see the Beatles, have you heard the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
They came to India for ganja. They settled in Uttarakhand. Still there is a Beatles ashram.
Maharishi only.
Yeah, only because of that they came, because that is the only thing for a very Rajasic personality. All the singers, Whitney Houston is a very good example.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, they all died because of drinking and all this hashish and
Yeah.
ganja. Because they are so much in the mind is traveling lighting speed. We can't even think. They are not in this plane. That's why they can come with such a beautiful melody and music.
Yeah.
So either they have to be spiritual or they have to be spiritual. So they choose the other one. And then initially they will be very calm down and they compose very well. But later on, you see any other persons, I can name many. I know I just reflect only to Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. They were very good actors also. They died because of taking this Rajasic food.
Now the psychedelic research is saying it's working like a psychotherapist, LSD.
It is working from beginning only.
From beginning only, all
Not now. But this talk is not to take it. We are telling not to take it.
Because
Not-
scientifically it gives you that focus, but in long term, it doesn't give you a good.
Why
effect.
Shubha took this word, I don't know.
So I believe it's a very narrow-minded approach according to recent research. I was just reading one very good article about that. I don't.
No, I just
I'm
quoted
not
it as an example, but here what Krishna says is like all these food, like if you're taking, some people might like really spicy food. The moment they take that, they relish it and they're very, happy about it. You can say instead of what example I said, you can say that a person who likes spicy food will enjoy that food. It will give him temporary satisfaction, but it will also give him temporary, discomfort. Watering of eyes will be there, the salivary and burning sensation and burning sensation from the esophagus down to stomach. But it gives them some kind of satisfaction temporarily. And in the long term also, it gives a lot of side effects. It doesn't help you concentrate on the spiritual path. So that is what is the core of
People
this.
can't sit even for 5 minutes to meditate.
Because Rajasic people need this kind of food for the kind of activities they do that keeps them very active from morning till night.
And if you see that we are all Rajasic anyway, we are all in active life. So if a very dull person eats, okay, but we are already Rajasic. So eating this type of food will become more.
That's why I quoted caffeine. Caffeine is like a usual thing that helps us concentrate. That's what we think. But short term maybe, but in long term,
Yeah, it is
we
not.
cannot do a japa, we cannot meditate. The sattvic nature will deteriorate and the rajasic nature will increase if we
Yes.
keep on having food. But Swamiji also says that sweets are supposed to be very sattvic. Sweets you can have. But adume nama இல்ல அளவுக்கு மிஞ்சினா அமிர்தமும் நஞ்சுன்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி anything over.
Subha, be careful. People will take only sweets. Yeah. You are giving all.
I'm not saying anything. What else? Swamiji?
It's the word of the Guru.
Sweet, sweet.
Sir, then one block de-addition class.
Okay, good.
பின்னாடி they are lagging the focus on போயிடுது அவங்களுக்கு even they are not able to meditate now how they are going to live whether they are going to get moksha or not.
Which one?
We were talking about Shiva Bhaktas, no, sir. I quoted that example. Mama is asking, even if they are taking and they are able to concentrate for some time, it will be short term. No, after that they will not be able to
They
concentrate.
may require more, no, more and
Yeah,
more.
that's what happens to addict. That's what happens to addict.
Yeah, they didn't get.
No, they will not get simple because if they live that life,
Reach moksha also.
they won't.
They won't.
Even sattvic people also not reach moksha just by being foolish. Yeah.
Whether they are going to change or not, that we don't know.
No.
Inner they will.
No, no. So this is, and so you understood now sattvic food, rajasic food, and now tamasic. Tamasic even worse. So please concentrate on this. Who is worse?
Me, mine, sir.
Okay.
Yahatayamam gadarasam. Koti paryushitam jayate. Jishtamati jamedhyam. Bhojanam dama sapriyam. That food which is not properly cooked, which lacks nourishment, which is putrid, stale or leftover, and which is impure, is liked by tamasic people. So now, what is yata yamam? Yamam means that is the period of time it is cooked. That is only 3 hours. That is the food cooked within 3 hours should be consumed. The food that goes cold is also not good for your consumption. So not undercooked or uncooked food also comes in this category. That is the salads and the stir fries and everything comes into this category. And not only physical toxins, even the spiritual toxins are removed. And here Agni is considered as the god. So what Shastra says is Agni not only kills the physical toxins in the food, that is with the right amount of heat, it neutralizes the toxins in the food. And spiritual toxins are removed. Spiritual toxins is as humans that who we cook the food. If it's not cooked with right mind and right consciousness, that will also be removed by the Agni Bhagavan. So traditional cooking says Agni Sambandha is important. That is cooking, with cooking, fire is a very important part in sattvic food. Then the next is Gadarasam, nutrient and nourishment less food. What is nourishment less food? That is cooking vegetables in water and lots of water and pushing out the vegetables alone and using it. Or blanching the vegetables also comes in this category. And food that is dry, like toast, that there should be right amount of water, right amount of oil or ghee, or everything should be in right quantity for a sattvic person to eat. Gadarasam, that is very dry food. Anything that is dry with less water, with less oil, anything. This dry food is considered as nutrition and nourishment less food. Next is goody, that is foul smelling food. The first thing that comes to our mind, foul smelling, is fish and prawns.
For dry foods. Dry foods. Nowadays they are recommending.
Smelly,
ಅದು ವರುಣ್ sir.
Also.
And liquor, smoking, anything that is foul smelling is considered as tamasic food.
All smelling liquor will for you, but others people just.
Many people like
Yeah,
that.
no.
Even prawns, many people like. But generally, the food that has a foul smell should be avoided by sattvic
Actually-
person who seeks spiritual moksha.
Yeah, so this is what I discussed last time, and I discussed with one of the vice chancellor of Sanskrit University. She said that you do not consider meat as, because if you have fresh meat, you will not smell.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to make. So you live in the seaside and you have a fish that is fresh, then it will not be foul smelling like what we can have. No, so much of foul smelling. Fresh இல்லைம்மா, கருவாடு எல்லாமே விக்கிறாங்க.
No, if it is really fresh,
Really
not-
fresh
not-
விக்கிறாங்க. Really fresh ஆன fish smell ஏ வராது. அது 100% I have to tell you. So,
so you don't, no, I have to clarify this.
the fish
Someone was asking about meat eating. According to Shastras, you can eat meat. Only thing is you have to be in that dharma, like Kshatriyas or a Shudra or a Vaishya, hard-working people. If you consider you are very hard-working, intellectually not very intellectual, then you eat.
Nobody knows that.
No, it is permitted because a hard-working means a Shudra will never think about cleaning the utensils. He has to clean, so he has to eat. The mind has to be that level. If in Shastra has clearly mentioned, in Rig Veda, Madam said, it is very clearly mentioned which yagna we offer meat. So offerings of meat also is mentioned. People who are having nutrition deficiency, they give the soup of bone. Fish, some specific silver fish is given for calcium. Silver fish is given for calcium. So now you consider you are weak in bone or mind, you please eat. Shastra says it. It is all up to you. Nowhere, if someone was asking me where it is given, it is not given not to eat. You please continue eating. Okay, this is the answer from my.
But it will not help us in the path, our
Yeah.
spiritual path is not
So
quick.
you will remain very weak. You might degrade also. You will remain where you are, or you might punyas will be there. It will wash out, and then depending upon next janma where it will take. The whole idea of this is to not take next janma. No more next one more life.
அப்ப meat வேண்டாம். எனக்கு ரொம்ப வேண்டாம்னா meat வேண்டாம்.
I can't say that because in
How to say?
Don't go say.
no, we should not. We should be see whatever Shastra is telling, we follow. Every word of Shastra is followed. If you want to follow, if you want to get moksha, liberation. I'm talking liberation. Then this spiritual path should be followed, right? That is clear. Spiritual path, if you want to follow, you have to be sattvic.
Long way to go, sir.
Sattvic food is not food which is harmful, which is pungent. So that's why this verse is important, which is not very dry, which is not very smelly, which doesn't make you feel low after eating. So that's definitely meat. When you eat, you want to sleep. So it is making you more energy spent on the digestion of the meat. So it is not sattvic. So if you want to be spiritual, you want to follow sattvic food, then you should not eat meat.
So does it mention, I mean, did not say anything about, because you're saying Kshatriya, Sudra. Right now, what is happening is Jadi Kshatriya or Jadi Sudra, like
So
that
again,
only they are
so again,
not.
we have to be Jati Brahman, right? Spirituality, if you want to follow Jati Brahmana, sorry, Jati la, Guna Brahmana, Guna Brahmana, Guna Brahmana, Guna Brahmana. So Guna Brahmana means he will never even harm, think of harming. So when you are eating, you are harming indirectly. Many people argue, don't you harm, when you cut the tree, don't you harm it? But if that is the case, then you cannot eat, you have to only be on air. Given a choice, the least harmful is a plant. Okay,
But in
then,
surprise salad also is the same.
no, I think she means that cooked. See, there is one scientific reason. If you don't cook salads, there are small worms, eggs of tapeworm,
Yeah, I know.
which go, so that's why cook it.
Yeah, and the taste.
Because Agni is always
Supposed to purify.
right and taxing, they purifies the particle top.
And
Now they're saying, if your digestion is not suited to eating salads, raw food, don't eat. It causes more
Right.
disturbances in your gut.
yes, and if you
It's not
see,
being recommended.
this olive, the way. Yes, sir.
Perfect, no?
Huh.
Suppose if it is water free,
Yes.
your stomach wants it. If it is some
Order, that means
food free.
stale food is there.
That
Definitely. So the food, this all gatarasam, puti, payushitam, and yoga.
That's it. It's a but then food that is kept overnight, stale food, that are or now ritually many people follow this overnight oats.
Yeah,
They think it is so nice, but unfortunately it is considered as stale food. So any food that is kept Palay sapad. Anything that is
Work,
palay, I don't want anything palay sapad. Anything that is palay kept overnight, that is cooked within 3 hours. We should consume only the food that is. Next is Uttishtamapti, that is the leftover food. That is, we eat morning in one roti and we carry over the half roti or the another roti for the afternoon or the night. That is also considered as a stale food and leftover food. And most of the people, they label the container, they leave it in the refrigerator and they eat it and they eat it. That is also is not good for a sattvic, that is people who seeking moksha, going in a sattvic lifestyle. Then amedium, that is the filthy food. Will we offer a burger to the god? Or will offer any cocktail, mocktail, coke, Pepsi, anything to God? No. The food that we can offer to God is the food that we should consume. And will we reheat the food in the microwave and offer it to God? No. So our body, God lives inside our body. So consider a body as God and offering to God and then eat the healthy food. In yagna, the prasadam that we offer in the yagna is considered to purify our mind. So you eat the food that can be offered to God. Namadhyam means that is unsacred food. And Bojam Tamasa Priyam. That is, these are the types of food that is liked by Tamasic people. Tamasic people always prefer only this kind of food. And if you want to change your character, then your food habit also comes into consideration. So even your character, like only if you're a Rajasic person, naturally you have a tendency to like only Rajasic kind of food. So when you start changing your food habits, naturally your character also changes. And be with this binge watching, late night movie watching, late night social media chatting and everything, we sleep very late and get up very late in the morning. So naturally what happens, cooking becomes a problem and we try compensating it with refrigerated and reheated food. So Swamiji is telling Vedic lifestyle is slowly disappearing. So we have to put our effort to in this spiritual path. If we want moksha, then put an effort and change your lives.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a doubt, either after the class or now.
Okay, I'll just complete this. So this is very important. The last slide is Amedhyam. See, Amedhyam means not given to God. Very important. If you see even your mother-in-law, right, she will only eat the food which is offered to Lord. Generally, the grandmothers still now, when they get up, they freshen up, cook food first, offer to Lord or Tulsi. Tulsi is shown. That means you are first offered to Lord, then it became prasad, then you eat. Now, if you see all these things, puti, which is uncooked or not very bad smelling, you will never offer to Lord, isn't it? However good it looks.
Sir, uncooked we are giving to God is the fruit.
Food is okay, sir, but
Sir, we are talking about food, means our ahara. Cook, part of it is fruits. So fruit and flower is different, offering prasad and talking. Prasad is always cooked. In fact, if you go to Guruvayur, I've been there, the temple inside, the way they cook the food is so ritualistic. The firewood also is different. They will see that the firewood is taken from place where it was not dirty. There are no bombs. Even the vessels are so many years, thousands years old. So they follow one way. The ingredients also are very, very different quality. So the persons who are making also, they follow so many traditions. So that means if you follow this, you will never take any diet, anything which is not good. I mean, not tamasic and not rajasic. It will become sattvic only. So if you make your, out of all these classes, if you make this attempt, the two shlokas, if you can chant, Brahmarpanam Brahmavi and Aham Vaishvanava Bhutva, at least one of them, and you think that this food is offered to Lord, can be offered to Lord, and then I can eat this, because God is none other than within us. Every morsel is going for Him. then I think it will be clear what to eat. No need of dharma also, no need of religion also. In no need of age, I am old age or a young age. It will be clear. You will be aware of that every time. It is going to God, then it should be prasad, and then it should be like. Okay? Your question. Related to this.
Yes, sir. Foods which are offered to God, you can take. Yeah, I agree to it. But nowadays, the doctors say, or you have a feeling like in the பழைய சாப்பிட்ட நைட்ல வச்சு காலையில சாப்பிட்டா it's very healthy.
That is for our.
எல்லாரும் டிவில அந்த காலத்துல நீங்க அந்த கூழ் எல்லாம் குடிச்சனாலதான் ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருந்தீங்க. இப்ப நீங்க இதெல்லாம் சாப்பிடறதுனாலதான் இப்படி இருக்கீங்கன்னு சொல்றோம்.
See, Akka, that is, you want to go in a spiritual path, then avoid the food that is kept overnight.
No,
It
but
can be
see,
probiotic.
we had a discussion about idli. It's a very healthy
So
food.
even in that, with that food, I can say that sloka and then.
Yes.
Make it cleanse it.
Simple.
அப்ப இல்ல என்னன்னா நான்
நீங்க மாறிடுவீங்க.
இல்ல நான் நிறைய ரா சாலட் சாப்பிடுவேன். இப்ப இது சாப்பிடறதா இல்லையா
No, we toss it. It should be. No, they generally toss it.
cucumber, tomato,
That is-
those are the things.
But don't be so strict. You take it. You take it. So, Madam, be careful. Madam, don't tell that because people will take 1 drop of alcohol and Brahmarpanam. I have seen that. This drop, why I ask, this is for Brahma, and then I am taking it. So don't, madam, we will not say that. Be aware that the food which is not. Sir, but this is.
I mean, நமக்கு உடம்புக்கு வந்து proteinaceous ஆ சத்து உள்ளதாங்கிறது சாத்விகா நம்ம போறாங்கிறதுதான் இது. So இதெல்லாம் நம்ம சாத்விகா இருக்கணும், நம்ம பார்த்து சொல்றோம்னா அவாய்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். But if we want like நம்ம nutritious சாப்பிடணும்னா சாஸ்திரா something even meat கூட சாப்பிடலாம். Maybe it will not help us in our path.
Kritika, can you hear us? Kritika?
நான் spiritual pathல போகணும்.
One.
Avoid all those things that we do.
Kritika left. Okay.
கம்மி பண்ணி பாருங்க. Because even I was very much dependent on coffee for more than 30 years.
Okay, we will just finish the whole number. We will just conclude the class. Now you are done.